In today's lecture, we will discuss about different things. How to create an HTML form, and I will send the HTML form data to another PHP file. Clear? So by using two methods, the get and post. We will use the post method, and I will show you the difference in both of the methods. What are their method? And I will show you that how to send the data from one HTML file to a PHP script, not a PHP code. So in the beginning, we will work in the include file, and we will discuss about the functionality and the working of include file, that why we use include file. We have seen to include the file as well, but we didn't discuss the advantages in the last lecture. So include save you from re-entering the frequently used text over and over again. Suppose that you want to type the same message on every page of your website. So perhaps it is your own company's name or address or logo, whatever. So maybe today's date, you want to display your today's date on different pages belong to your one website. So if you are coding for each page the same again and again from the start, so that will be a very difficult task. So you are typing the same information over and over again, which is never good, wasting of time and higher chances of errors. Clear? If you are writing the same code. In that case of an update, suppose you update your website and you have used your same code at 15 different locations. So definitely you are going to update all of that 15 different location code as well. So again, this is redundant. Redundant means duplicate and time consuming, and it elevates the potential for human error. If you are writing for 5 times, might be for 4 times you are writing the code same, but you will do mistake at least at once when you are performing the duplication. So I'm going to use a simple program, and then I will save it with the name of header, and I will include it in 3 different files. When I update the header, so the rest of the files will automatically be updated. So I'm going to open a Dreamweaver, a new file, the PHP file, creating a PHP file. So in full code view, let me zoom it. It is just for displaying the date, the system date, okay? It will just print the date. You can use the echo function, or you can use the print function, whatever. I'm using the print. So H1 align should center. Now print today, and I am embedding that in a division, okay? So I'm creating one division. Division is some area in your HTML. So all this will be in one division, in one block. The PHP script and the H1 heading as well. When I will run this program, so you will get to know. So today is, if you can use it in front of that, so then use concatenation. But I'm not displaying in front of it. So I am using print the function date. Inside the parenthesis of function date, double quotation, I'm using the capital F, D and Y. Let me execute it so you will get to know that what are these things: day, year and month. Save it. So I'm saving it in the directory with the name of header.php. Save it, and now we will execute it in the browser. Local so you can see here it is picking the system date. Clear? It is picking the date from the system. 11 is the day, 5 is the month, and 2017 is the year. So one more thing. Now I want to include this page in different PHP scripts. So I'm creating some different pages. Creating a new page. Create. Include. Header, the same name, .php. Save it, and I'm saving it with the name header1, h1. Save it, and now I will execute it, h1. So it is displaying the same result. Clear? I will add this code in the another file in h2. I will create one more file. This file is h2 create, and including the same code include this time the name is h2. Save it, and now I will execute it in a separate page. So localhost, and that is h2. So the result is same. Clear? In both of the pages. Now I will bring changes in the original file. This is h2 and this is h1. So they both are including one file, the header. So this time I'm going to bring changes in the header file. So I'm writing here one more function, print today the date is line break. If you are using it in front of that, then use concatenation, the date function, and I will show you the complete function of date. Clear? Capital D, small d, capital F and small y. So you will know the difference of both of them. Small d in and small y, double quotation. Save it, and now I will refresh the h1 and h2. Look at here, this is updated. I refresh the h2, this is updated as well. So this is the function of include file, the include function. If you have included your one PHP script in a lot of different locations at your actual website, so when you update the main file, the rest of them, they get updated automatically. You don't need to update them separately one by one. Clear? So we use the date function that show me the day, the date today, the month, and the year. Clear? Now let's come to the, so we have created 2 different pages, or you can create more than 2 pages, whatever your need is. You can include the file in the separate pages, and then when you will update the main file, the rest of them, they will get updated automatically. That is the function of include. And we will prefer to use include function of PHP script mostly in our website. Clear? So now I will create one HTML form to get the feedback from the user. It will look like, let me show you the layout of that form. It will look like that. So we are going to create the form which will get the data, the feedback from the user, from HTML file, and then we will send that all the data, all the values which you enter here to a PHP script in another file, and we will display it in the web browser. Clear? So first of all, let me write the code, then I will explain each and everything to you, that what the code is and what is we will use a function here. Then I will explain in detail what is get and what is a post function. First of all, let me write the code. So for that reason, first of all, this time I'm going to create one file, but not PHP, HTML file. Simple HTML file. So I'm going to create one simple HTML file. So inside the body, first of all, I'm creating one division. Clear? That is one division, one block is created. Inside that division, I'm going to create form. Clear? One form will be created. Just like as you saw in the picture, one form will be created. So inside the form, I will use 2 properties. One is the method property. Clear? The method is, we have 2 methods, get and post. Clear? I told you that later on, after writing the program, I will show you the get and post method both as well. But this time I'm using the post method. And one more function is action. Clear? So for time being, it is giving me browse, where you want to send the data. Clear? Where you want to send the data from that form, where you want to submit it. So currently I don't have any file at the location, so I'm just giving a dummy name, abc.php. Later on, when I will create the actual file, I will replace this name. Clear? So this is, the method is post. Post will not show any value in the URL. Clear? But if you use the get will display the actual values. So post is mostly used when you are getting the passwords or some privately information from the user. You don't want to display that in the URL. So we will use that method post. Now inside that, I need one paragraph. So in this paragraph, I'm writing the name. Clear? So I need one drop-down list, that from where I will select the Mr. and the gender. Clear? I need one drop-down list which will give me the option Mr., Mrs. and Miss. So for that, I will use a command select, the tag select, opening and closing select. Clear? Now this will display a drop-down list, but currently it didn't have the values. Clear? So for values, I'm going to use the option. Option will will be used for each and every single value. So one option, closing. I'm copying it and pasting it here because I need 3 options. Now here I will write that what option it should give me. So it will give me Mr., Mrs. and Miss. Clear? Now it will just display as it is. Clear? Let me show you. Let me save this file and save this file in the WAMP directory. Remember to save this file in the WAMP directory. I'm giving it the name form1.html. Save it, and I'm executing it from here. So drop down list is created, but it is just displaying the data. It will not send the data to a PHP script. And why we are going to send it to the PHP script, I will explain that to you as well. So it is just displaying the as it is text in the drop down list. So I need to use one property of with the name of value. Clear? What is this value? The value should be the same which you are displaying in the drop down list. So the same spelling, because I will send the same thing to a PHP script. So for the second, the value should be the same. Otherwise it will give you a conflict among values. Clear? Now in front of that I need a text box which will get the value from the user. And here I am displaying that a paragraph please give us your precious feedback. Save it. So that will be displayed as like that. Clear? Now in front of that I need a text box where you will enter your name and some more options as well, and then submit it to another file. So in front of that, within the select, because we are still working in the select, within the select I'm writing here that input type. What is the type? I need a text box. What should be the name? Each and every control should have a name to send the value later on in the PHP script. So I'm giving it the name title. Yes? Yeah, I'm sending it the name. And so also give the name to that one as well. So name is title, the name is name in the text box, and the size is 20, 30, whatever you want to select, and close it, save it, and we will see. So text box is created in front of that, from where you can select and write your name. Now secondly, I need some radio buttons. Email, okay, email as well. I need the email. So I am creating one more paragraph. Writing here email, and input, and this time it is text also. Type is so now the size for email is 25 or whatever you want to define, and also define the name for it as well. The name is email. Clear? So I'm using the name email. Now we will see that what has happened in the, so email text box is created here. So you can enter your email here as well. So the next is that we will enter some radio buttons. Clear? We inserted the drop down list. We inserted 2 text box, and now we will insert the radio buttons and the comment box where a user can enter his comments about the website, the feedback. Might be you have seen this in a lot of websites in the bottom of some blogs that give us your feedbacks. So now I'm using, so I'm creating one more paragraph. Is it visible? Response. Response will be displayed, and in front of response I will use the input, and the type is radio button. Clear? The name is, the name should be the same. Okay, look at the slide. I'm using here response, response and response. For 3 different values I will use the same name. Clear? If you use different names, it will generate error later on. Clear? So I am using whatever name you choose. So repeat the name for all the radio buttons. So I'm using here response, and what
assignment operator for names.
Response, and what should be the value? The value should be excellent. Close this. The second radio button, input type is radio as well, and the name is same. Response, and what should be the value? It sent to the another file, so it will send that good. Close it. And for the third radio button, type is response, and value is poor. Clear? Save it, and now we will see in the HTML that what happened, but it will just show the radio buttons. Nothing is displayed, nothing is mentioned, so we need to write their names in front of them, that this radio button is for what reason. So in front of that I'm writing outside the tag, outside the tag of radio button, excellent, good and poor. Excellent, good and poor. So the last one is for comment. Clear? The last one is for comment, and then the last is then the button to send the feedback. So creating one more paragraph. Creating one more paragraph. Inside that I'm writing that give us comments. Clear? In front of that I'm writing input. Now the property is, type is text area, text area. text area. What should be the column size? The column size should be 40 or 20. And remember to give it the name as well, because how you will get the data from those comment box. So name is comments, column is 20, and rows property is 4 rows. Close it, save it, and now we will check in the wait. This should clear. So now if you will see that, so that is the area where you can write your comments about the website. Clear? Now the last is the submit button, that to submit the information. So in the second paragraph, I am using input, type is button, name is submit or button or whatever you want to use, but here I use the submit, so I'm using the submit. Okay, and what should be the value? The value should be send feedback. Save it, and now we will see it. So that is created, the drop down list, the text boxes, the radio buttons, the comment box, and just now to send it. So for sending it, I need to create one PHP script file. So now I'm going to create one PHP file from new files, selecting the new file, and from the PHP create new PHP. Inside the body, that was the HTML form. Okay, we work in this HTML form, that was extension HTML, and now we are working in the PHP. So now here I will use one variable with the same name. I told you that I'm going to use those names. Where is that? These names. Now I will use the name title, I will use name, I will use email, I will use response, and I will use comments and submit. All of the names of those controls. So I am creating variable with the name title is equal to, there is one function, $_ post. Clear? This is a function. If you use the get function, then I will differentiate in the slide that what is the difference in post and get, and in which situation we use both of them. So but now I'm using the post function because in the form I use the method post. So that's why I need to receive it in the post. What was the name of a radio button? That is, the drop down list. That was the title. The spelling should be the same. The title. Now I'm defining one second variable with the name and equal to that is for name. The third one I'm defining it for email. What was the name there? It was small letters. Okay, was for radio button. So response is equal to response, and the last is for comments is equal to that is it was capital or small yes, comments. Now I need to print the values. That print your first of all the title. I'm going to display the title. After that your name and line break. You provided the feedback line break print your that our website is your response. I'm using the response line break your comments are comments thank you, we will contact you soon on email. Clear? And now save it. I'm saving it with the name contact.php. Save. And now I'm going to change the name in the HTML file as well. Contact.php. Save it, and now we will check. Refresh the page. I'm writing some information. Excellent. And this is enter your name here, your email address, your response. This is a good web page. Submit it, and now look at the URL on top. It is contact.php. That Mr. That your provided feedbacks are that your website is excellent, and your comments are this, and we will respond you back on your email address this. Clear? Action means where your data will be submitted. Whatever you are writing, where it should be submitted. So it should be submitted in a file, in a PHP file, and we have made some changes in the contact file, that one. I will explain that to you as well. So action save submit all of the record from this form to this PHP file. The method is post. What does mean by post and what does mean by get? I will tell you. Look at the slides. Yes. So creating a simple form, save the form and name it feedback or whatever you want to give with the extension .html. As it is the normal HTML form, so you can see it in the browser directly. The important thing here is action and method. We use both of the functions of form. So it is the part that action is the name of the file where you want to submit your record, and method is post or get. In the next slide you will get to know. The form action indicates that this form will be submitted to the page that which you have included and found within the same directory, within the WAMP server www directory. So your URL will be this one. Clear? Now let's come to the choosing a form method. What is method? So the method attributes tell that the server how to transmit the data from the form to the PHP script. I enter the record in the form, I give the feedback on the form, but it transmitted it to the PHP code. So post and get are two methods that how to transmit the information to the script. So with respect to form, the difference between the get and post is how the information is passed. What are the difference? You will see in that slide. The get method send all of the gathered information which you enter in the form along with the part of URL. In the URL, you can see the information as well. In a lot of websites, when you are searching something in Google, so in the Google URL, whatever you are searching, you are seeing that thing in pieces. Clear? If you are searching for computer science books, so in the URL, it will be in pieces, computer science books of DLD, whatever you are searching. So they are using the get method. Now the post method transmit the information invisibly to handle the script. Look at the example. If you are using the get method, so in your URL, the information will be displayed here. Whatever you are searching, whatever you value provided, it will be displayed as like that. If you are using the post method in the form, so only this URL, only your page name will be mentioned. Is it clear? So that is the difference between post and get.
Sir, sorry, I didn't understand.
Wait. Let me make it full screen, then you will get. If you are using the get method, so in the URL, your information will be displayed as well.
Okay.
If you are searching anything on Google, so in the Google URL, you are seeing the chunk of information, whatever you provided in the Google text search box.
Yes, right.
That is displayed. They are using the get method. If you are using the post method, so your URL will be directed and specific. Clear? Now look at this slide. What is the difference in get and post? In the get and post. So if you reload, that is harmless because already the URL contains the chunk and pieces of information. But in post, if you reload, it will ask for resubmission. In some of the websites you have seen that you want to reload this page, do you want to submit that? Now bookmarked. Get, if you are using the get method, it can be bookmarked. You know what is bookmarked?
Yes.
And if you are using the post method, it cannot be bookmarked, but the get can be bookmarked. Cached, it can be cached, it can be stored, and the post, it cannot be cached, it cannot be stored. Now encoding type, the get type will perform this type of encoding, and the post will do this type of encoding, your script. History. Parameters remain in the browser history if you are using the get method. But if you are using the post method, parameters are not saved in the browser history. Restriction on data length. You can set the get method and you have the limit of 2048 characters in the URL, to include in the URL. If you are using the post, there is no restriction. Restriction on data type, only ASCII characters are allowed, and no restriction on the post method. Binary data is also allowed. Security. Get is less secure compared to the post because the data is sent within the URL. And if you are searching anything in the Google, so it will display all the query which you wrote in the URL, that I want to search computer science books. So strip slashes, that is removed to blank free spaces. Now in your website, if you are using free spaces here, look at here. So I'm using free space. So they are removed. Just one space is considered.
Oh.
Clear?